This is the instruction video for the GoSafe app by SolarCycle. This app calculates your driving behavior and predicts cost savings of moving closer to work, taking the bus, using a higher MPG car, and much, much more. In the main menu, we have the menu to select a car, and you can choose a photo of your car from the photo library, or you can take a picture using your iPhone camera. Let's enter the name of the car. There's also an instructions button that directs you to the online instruction, and we will go into the next page. Here you can enter the distance from home to your work. It's a one-way trip distance in miles. So enter that, and you enter other car costs such as insurance, maintenance, other car costs. Then we go back to the fill-up data. And now, if the best way to use this app is while filling up at a gas station, and you use your iPhone to input the data as you're filling up. And the data that you'll need to input for the first fill up is the odometer reading on your car. The next is the price per gallon. And always fill the gas tank up to the first click. The closer the gas tank is to empty on each fill up, the more accurate. And you can get the data that you need off of the display from the gas pump. And the gas pump displays come in many different variations, but they all have the same cost per gallon listed, as well as the amount of gallons that you filled the car with and the total sale price of the gas. And you input the date, and if you're filling it up, if you're entering the data while you're filling it up, it's usually the today's date. And then the next time you fill up, you repeat the process. Notice you cannot enter the same date twice. It will always, next fill up will always be sometime after the last fill up. This time you have to enter the odometer, price per gallon, as well as the total gallons and the days that you drove to work since the last time you filled up. So go ahead and enter that data. Now if I press the results button, it'll give me a warning saying 3 fill-ups is required for results calculations. Please enter more fill-up data. There needs to be at least three fill-ups before the calculator can calculate the results of the driving behavior. Now I've entered my fill-up data into the app, following the same steps as before. Every time I pull up to the gas station and start filling up, I pull out my iPhone And in the GoSave app, I enter the odometer reading, the price per gallon, the amount of gallons, and the date that I'm filling it up. And also the number of days I drove to work since the last fill up. So I'm following the same steps as before. I always fill the gas tank up to the first click. I do not skip a fill up. That means every time I fill up the car with gas, I need to input the data into the app for an accurate calculation. If I skip a fill up for whatever reason, the app calculation will not work. So, and also, if a fill up is entered by mistake, the last entry, you can swipe to delete the last entry. A warning pops up. Are you sure you want to delete the fill up data? Data will be lost. Okay. Now, I found that between 5 and 7 fill ups created the best accurate results for me. It could vary from person to person. The app allows up to 10 fill ups. And I'm ready for the results. So in the results, we see that the total car cost per month is displayed, as well as the fuel cost per month. It also shows the number of days per fill, as well as the number of work days per fill. So on average, for me, it's 13 days before I need to refill the gas tank. Also below this are the average miles per gallon, average non-work miles per day. This means miles that I drove that is not related to commuting to work. Also, it shows the distance to work, the car payment per month, dollars per month, as well as the price per gallon. And on the bottom we have a reset button and a go green button. So with these results, you may wonder, well, what if I moved closer to work? Or what if I purchased a car with higher MPG? And what kinds of effects will that have on my monthly costs? So here we can move these sliders. Let's say we want to buy a higher efficient car. Some of the new hybrid cars can get up to 49 miles per gallon. So we'll move the slider close to 49. However, the hybrid cars do cost more. I've seen some monthly costs be as high as $500. So we'll move that. And since I entered my data, the price of gas has gone up. So we'll move that to the closer to the actual costs today. And we can see the effects. And moving closer to work, let's say move 2 miles from work instead of living 4.73 miles from work. Let's move this close to 2. And the results is that I will pretty much not have to fill up the car with gasoline for 24 days. However, the cost of this car will be $716.25, and the fuel costs will be $50.80. And if we want to go back to the original results, we can click on this reset button. So we can see that purchasing that higher MPG car would save money and fuel. However, the total car cost per month would be much higher. So moving these sliders around can predict the costs of changing different driving behaviors using different cars, and allow one to budget for everyday driving behavior. Now we can go to the Go Green page, click that button, and this will show you the costs of commuting with public transportation. For instance, um, taking the bus or taking the train. Could input the cost of a train pass. And in this case, just taking the train to work would actually cost more money and wouldn't really save much. However, if I use that train pass to commute to work and do the other non-work related traveling, I can click this button and it shows that I will actually save money. However, in this case, I am not driving the car. The car is pretty much not being used at all. And I am paying for insurance and paying for car payments and maintenance for a car I'm not really using. So in this case, this button on the very bottom, Get Rid of Car, will show the costs of using public transportation only and not owning a car. Another example is maybe if I walk to work, walking to work doesn't cost anything, so that will be 0. And if I just walk to work only, I'll save $11.88. But I will still be using my car for non-work related travels. So that's the GoSave app.